stream table. I don't have the signals going on with Mike. I know he and Rick have this thing. So what we're seeing on the live stream is this picture in picture. So we can see the ranger team at the top. You can see the tether manager over there kind of helping, directing, listening to the pilot for instructions on what to do, or saying some just basic commands or basic info back to the pilot. Can't say anything about where the ROV is underwater. And then the smaller photo is actually their ROV going through the paces. And as Kathy was talking about earlier, they brought that eel trap up, and then the full eel trap. And then I'm assuming, since I see it, I missed it, but I'm assuming they brought the new trap back down. I don't know about you, but I think they're more efficient this time. They seem to be moving quicker than their first run.
I agree with you.
And so if by chance they were to finish all the tasks under 15 minutes, we do offer a time bonus. Now, we have, as we've added more tasks, very few teams in any competition season get a time bonus. We make it that challenging, right? But it has been done.
Has been done.
And I'm just saying, they got a good system going on up here, and everybody seems really calm. They've obviously kind of been through this before. Looking at them on the deck, they seem less animated, which to me always calmer, and things are progressing.
So it looks like we've got a new scout team. Oh, this is the same scout team, but they're from Carrollton. But this is their second pool trial.
That scout team, they are the best.
And the funny thing is this little redheaded kid with the glasses.
Yes.
Looks just like my husband at that age. And my husband's a major nerd, so,
She loves you, but,
Yeah.
I love this team. Is they are, I know we're not focused on them right now because the Ranger team is working their way. I'm trying to see what they're doing now. So they're over, I think they just flew the Coral Transect. They're over in the Coral Reef mission area, and I think, don't get your tether stuck on that coral, but I think they may have just done the Coral Transect. Oh, and they're picking up, so here's their out planning.
Right. Okay. Good. I don't think do they have anything?
I
can't tell if they've gotten anything or not.
I know, it's hard to. So another thing that they've got to do with sort of the coral Christmas tree structure, they've got to take a look at it and compare it to a previous image of that same coral structure, and tell the judge if the coral is basically recovering, growing. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, we're not on there.
Okay.
But it's they have to tell the judge, is the coral, what's the health of the coral right now, right? They have an image from several years back, and they've got to look at it now and go, has the coral recovered? Is it growing? Has it been bleached? Is it dying? So really a way to assess the health of the coral. And
so that we have a diagram that
maybe we can do picture in picture of Kathy.
So
Kathy's going to show them the coral. Hold on, we'll get there.
Okay,
there you go.
There you
There's
go. So you can see that this is a diagram with the coral, and this is just PVC pipe, colored PVC pipe. But if it's in red, if it's enclosed in red and it's white, that means it's coral bleaching. It's dead. And if it's if it's in green, then that means it's an area of growth. But what they have to look at is the configuration of the coral, and then tell us, or tell the judge, the poolside judge, what has happened to the coral in a year's time. So that's what the mission is to look at the coral and to make a judgment as to whether it's died off, recovered, or whether it's experiencing damage and could lead to death, or if it's definitely dead, and or the other thing is if it's recovering from bleaching. And again, this is a problem that is worldwide. It's in the tropics and even in the subtropics where we get coral bleaching, but it's a combination of factors, and the one factor that is sure death, if the coral is stressed already from hypersaline situation or too cold, too warm, too hot of temperature, water temperature, and if it had that bacteria that was airborne from sub-Saharan Africa, but if it's within 10 miles of human habitation where you have runoff from human habitation, then that is usually the killer. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to speak. So it's
And that
they're not able to survive it.
and that, I mean, again, the example that you gave with sub-Saharan winds, right? Again, showing the connectivity, right?
Yeah.
The global, I mean, the impact that's coming from another part of the world can impact things so far away and in such a negative way. So that's another, I think, excellent example, sadly, but a great
Sadly, yeah.
example of the impact and how we're all connected.
And corals are so incredibly important. You know, they're one of those keystone species that tells us, that clues us in about the health of our ocean, especially in our tropical areas. But you know, we have cold water corals as well that are in the deeper, colder waters of the Atlantic and the Pacific, actually around the globe. But
And Gulf of Mexico.
yeah.
I looked at back in my days of being a research scientist, came on some of those. So yeah, just in
So a lot of
incredible.
mitigation goes into restoring these corals, and I know that in the Florida Keys we especially have problems not only from all of the
Tawny.
just environmental conditions, but also from boat strikes, and it's just disheartening. It's just so sad when a boater doesn't understand the area and doesn't understand or doesn't look at the charts to see where they're going and come up onto a coral reef. It's not good, but we've been doing a good job. The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary, under the direction of Supervisor Miss Sarah Fangman, has been doing a fabulous job of restoring the reefs down there and making having coral farms where they set up in a designated area that doesn't allow any extraction. You can't dive there. You can't go do any fishing or anything like that. But it's a place where the coral and the natural substrate, the natural bottom, can go ahead and recover. And in some of those places, they set up coral farms, which helps them to recruit small corals, and that they can take those small corals and then plant them where they're needed. So this is a really incredibly important program, and a lot of people don't. I didn't know this until I had ankle damage from. Oh, I don't remember what I did. I think I was running and hit a pothole. Anyway, really damaged my ankle, and one of the second surgeries that was going to happen if the first one didn't work was they were going to take coral and attach it to the bone and help the bone regrow just with coral. I think that's pretty cool. So those are some things that you don't think about, but of course, the corals are not there to help us humans, but we are so egocentric, I guess, as a species. But it's really incumbent on us to make sure that our corals and all of our ocean habitats are healthy, so that we can have a good breathing, good air planet.
Kathy, I will tell you, I'm so blessed and grateful to be sitting next to you, just a wonderful biologist, commentator, and I have to say, I'm learning a lot, and you have an invitation to come to the World Championship in August if you can make it, and sit and add commentary, sit with Rick Rupan and even Patrick Rowe. Give a shout out to Patrick Rowe. I was sort of saving him for later in the day, mentioning Patrick, who is just a joy and really helped found our live stream, and then working in conjunction with Mike Passavento to grow our live stream capabilities. But I wanted to, and I mentioned Tawny Gott, she's right behind us. Give a wave to the GoPro. So Tawny Gott, it's almost been 2 years since she has been with us with Mate, and just been a great addition. She's here with us at her first Mate competition, and I passed off. She's going to do a Facebook Live.
Oh, wonderful!
So just get it going. We're going to be on all the social media, and she's going to take it around. Half phone will travel, and so she'll get us and out and try to get some of the teams outside to film them. I love all the capabilities. We're definitely well documented and on social media. So yeah, so that's another place where you can tune in. Check out the Mate Competition Facebook page, and you'll get the feed from Tawny's camera, and she's going to go capture some teams. I know that's one of the things that I appreciate about anyone who's traveling around with a remote camera doing Facebook Lives for us, that they can get out there and get into the workstations and really, talk to the teams and interact with the teams and get them on video. So how is that young scout team done? We're not launching them, but
I'm not sure. It looks like
are they adding up the scores? Maybe
they're checking with the coach. The coach. Looks like the judge is tallying the score now. So,
gotcha.
And the coach will have to review it and then sign off on the tabulation sheet,
right,
which is then taken to our scorekeeper, and our scorekeeper then tallies all of the trials. And again, whatever trial has the most points, that's what counts.
That's what counts.
For the final ranking of the teams for this particular class. Now this is the scout class, and these again are the youngest, or the entry level competition, and they're just precious.
I know. I didn't want to, I don't mean to be. They are just sweet. They were so animated. I really enjoyed watching them. The camera view wasn't always on them, but they have endeared themselves to me.
It's kind of like going to a bowling alley, and somebody is trying to direct the ball as it's going down the lane, and they have no
control over it.
But they're
right.
using their body language. That's what these kids were doing.
They were
using
super.
Body language.
I really enjoyed that. They were quite, especially I think he's the CEO. Yeah,
he's got to be.
Yeah. I think he was great. He was super. And as Kathy mentioned, the judges have to sign off on it, and the CEO has to sign off on the score too, to make sure that he or she, they are okay